All right. Good afternoon. This is John Todd, and I'm here in the Capon Bridge Tech Park with my good friend Katie Rogers. And Katie is the Chief Marketing Officer for Direct Answer, actually formerly Direct Answer, now Bungee. And we're here today to learn a little bit about her company and actually her mother's company, who is the founder of Direct Answer / Bungee.
Yeah.
So, Katie, tell me a little bit about the history of Direct Answer and then the transition to Bungee just about a year ago, right?
Yes. Yep.
So tell me about that.
Yep. So a year we rebranded to Bungee. So my mom started. It's a
And
famous.
she, by the way, is just I'm really upset. And Karen, if you're watching this, I am so upset that you're not here because you were such a hoot, and I wish you were here.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love you.
No, she is. And together, it's wait for the podcast drop. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
This is the pre-podcast. But yes, so it's a pretty famous story. She has always been one for wanting to start her own business ever since she was 7 years old. And there's a photo of her. My grandfather built a shed for her in his backyard. And instead of being a little girl who would, play with her dolls and whatever, she actually went out and got pieces of paper and mailboxes, and she would invite people in and do paperwork. So even as like a 7-year-old, early 60s, she was having and creating her own business. So she went to go work for a larger organization, became the youngest vice president there, in a time when, women were kind of looked upon as not being executives. And she always really wanted to start a company where, everyone would be valued, number one. And number two, that every single person, from entry level all the way up to the top would understand the business and be able to speak with authority and not just be kind of cogs in a wheel. She really wanted to educate everyone. She did not have a college degree. That was something that she always felt in her industry she was looked down upon. And she thought, I'm going to create an organization where that doesn't matter. And I'm going to hire based on character and what the people can do versus, a degree that they received. So she was kind of slated to take over this business. And the gentleman who was running it at the time came to her and said, I'm going to hire my friend from college. He's going to take it over. And she, what we say in our family, she trucker quit. She left. She was 6 months pregnant at the time with my brother. And she opened up Direct Answer in our living room. And she always says that she kind of went from a space where she had nice nails to, holding mail bags and trucking them to the post office and learning how to build boxes and all of these things. And she had a 2-year non-compete. So this was before the internet. She opened a phone book and just started making phone calls. And she was pregnant with my brother. And her old boss came to her and said, you'll be back in a week. And we now just celebrated, I think, 34 years. And that business, her old company has since gone under. So it's kind of like a thing on our shoulder. And her dream is really realized. And I think really kind of purchasing this building at the tech park was the final link. She'd always rented before, and to have this building so close to her home is a sense of pride for her and really for our whole family.
Yeah.
So,
well, she seems like I've spent a lot of time with Karen. She's a very passionate, very motivated person.
Yeah.
And I just, every time I have a conversation with Karen, I just enjoy it. I laugh, and then I learn so much spending time with her. All right. So Katie, tell me, what exactly does Direct Answer / Bungee do? What do you do?
So we are a behind the scenes partner for our clients, really assisting them with customer retention, streamlining operations through any type of touch points that their customers or donors come in contact with the organization. So essentially that's e-commerce fulfillment, swag creation, so any type of branded t-shirts or materials, printed materials, subscription box fulfillment, contact center. So anytime you call a business or anything online that you order, you call them and you say, hey, I have a problem or I have a question about this product. That comes to a company like ours. And then we also, do strategy, marketing strategy. So if you're a customer or a member or a donor of an organization, and anytime you come in contact with them, whether it's getting something printed in the mail, calling them, going onto their website, that comes through a company like us. And we ensure that our clients, that entire experience for their donor, for their customer is streamlined.
And the truth is, it's so much easier to satisfy an existing customer than to
Yes,
go out and try to solicit and create a brand new one.
absolutely.
It's kind of like what I do. I mean, my job is to focus on businesses like yours to make
Exactly.
sure you guys are happy where you are.
Exactly.
Spend time and money on the customers you have.
Exactly.
So-
And really our business is to keep our clients, customers, and donors happy to keep coming back, because that retention is what we do. We consult them on keeping their customers happy. We consult them on ensuring that they have retention, and that's going to keep them growing.
Huh.
So,
Now I'm going to throw the sales pitch at you.
yes.
New business.
Yes.
Okay. Your mom and I talk all the time about your operation in Oxon Hill.
Yes.
And I know that ties in with the company. I think you got 4 or 5 employees
That's
there
right.
in a
Mhm.
facility there. And
Yeah.
I've been trying hard to get your mom to move that business
Yes.
here to the tech park.
Yeah.
And so I really want that to happen.
Yeah.
So tell me about that operation. What do they do? What do they do in Oxon Hill? And Karen, if you're listening, what do I have to do to get that facility moved here to West Virginia?
Yes. So what we have there is our account. By and large, most of what we used to do in Maryland, we've moved out here. What is remaining there is our lockbox division, which is essentially our banking division. And I'm actually there. So our marketing division and our accounting division. So it's really not a huge uplift to move us out here. We have one employee that has been with us for 25 years, and we know that she won't move. And part of our ethos as a company is that we don't kind of just dump and run. We really take care of our employees, and we know that she's going to retire with us. And so if we were to move that department out here, she would be out of a job at a point in her life where, she's kind of on the back end of that. And so we want to honor that commitment to her, and see it through. So it is a little, it is a little unconventional, I think, for an organization to kind of, keep a lot of their strategy, around one person, but that's really who we are. So
what I hear you saying is, JT, be patient.
Yes. Yeah. Unless you can convince her to retire sooner. But
I
don't think so. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We talked a little earlier about you guys being a B corporation,
Yes.
and actually we just got done teaching that very class to our Hampshire on the Horizon classes,
Yeah.
and that's a new term in terms of legal entities. We have
Right.
S corps, C corps,
Yeah.
but tell us a little bit about what to me, I didn't see the tax or the legal advantages of being a B Corp.
Right.
But it seems to me that there's a different angle for you guys to
Yeah.
be a B Corp.
Yes. Yeah. And there is no tax advantage. There is no legal advantage. In fact, you can still it's not a competition between it's not an S Corp, C Corp, B Corp. It is it's what's called a benefit corporation. And what that means is that you are putting into your charter that you are serving a benefit to the community at large. So whether that's environment, your employees, your customers, your governance, how you operate your business, you are taking a stand in doing it in an ethical manner. And we are actually the only company like ours in our industry that is a B Corp. One of those things is because we pay a living wage, which is a global standard. We also are a sustainable organization. We think about our environment. The customers that we work with and that we choose, we vet them on the same type of ethical standards. There's also governance. We treat our workers well, the benefits we provide. And all of that has been audited over the last year. And they actually look into our financials. They look into everything to make sure that we're just not saying it. Mm-hmm. You have to score above a certain percentage on all of these pillars, and then you're then awarded a B Corp. So there's 8,000 B Corps in the entire world. And like I said, we are the only one of our type in our industry, primarily because as a warehouse, we have a large footprint. Mm-hmm. Typically, warehouse organizations pay minimum wage, which is below the threshold of a living wage. And there's lots of other things too. Warehouses produce a lot of trash, which we don't. They have a lot of lighting, which we do a lot of sustainable lighting. And that's important for our for our clientele. So it's not, there's really no tax advantage. In fact, it costs us a membership fee every year. We also have to put a lot of things in writing. So it's a little bit of a laborious thing every year, but it means a lot because it's a differential advantage for our clients that come to us. So
we talked about your mom a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want to talk about, I know this is kind of a family affair here.
Yes.
I know there's more than just you and your mom here. So
Yeah.
tell us about your family dynamics here at Bungee.
Yes. So I've been with the company since it started stuffing t-shirts. It was outside child labor laws, I'm sure, because I was thinking I was like 10 years old. So I learned how to be very efficient very quickly. And then right now they recruited my husband, who is our chief technology officer, about 8 years ago. He's a former combat veteran, and then did about 15 years, I believe, in surveillance and technology for the government. And so the whole family came together and said, we want to hire him. I was outvoted. I said, no, I don't want to work with my husband.
I hope Andy's not listening.
No, he'll listen. It's fine. We work on opposite sides of the building. But through working with my mom, we've kind of learned how to do that well. So once we kind of walk through the doors of the office, wherever that office is, we stop being kind of family, but we kind of be coworkers. But it's cool because we know how each other thinks. So we can be honest with each other. So I can say, I need this done. And they can say, stop being this way or whatever. So you have that familiarity. And then one of my younger brothers, is on our accounting team. And so he's learning about the financial side of things. And so we kind of have all the divisions covered. We just need an attorney at this point.
Okay. You don't have anybody coming up through the ranks to be an attorney?
No, not yet.
Okay. So tell me real quickly about the name Bungee. How did that,
Yes.
How do you transition from Direct Answer to Bungee?
Yeah. So Direct Answer was just this name that my mom kind of came up with because she needed something and she never liked it. And it was coming at from the perspective of we can be the direct answer for you, right? People, as the internet kind of came along, because we started in 1991, people thought when they started to search for us, they thought that we were only a call center, which we're not. So since our clients outsource to us, what we decided to do was outsource that idea of rebranding to another organization. So we hired a firm and just downloaded everything that we do. And it's really hard because we do so much. And we said, we don't know what we're going to be called. Just come up with something. And they presented the idea of a bungee cord. And the bungee cord has a lot of different things and a lot of different strands that come together. And you can use individual strands. So each of our divisions, so our printing division, our e-commerce division, our swag division, our payment processing division, contact center. So clients can use them individually, but having them wind together like a bungee cord makes it more stronger and makes the experience better. Obviously, you'd want more bungee cords than just a little strand. And then obviously that whole thing coming together into one unique ecosystem really was what we do. And when we saw it and we saw the logo, which this kind of echoes our logo, it really made sense to us. And we loved it. So we kind of dove into it.
Well, I love how you not only have you rebranded the name, you've redone the whole building. I mean, it's a whole new look here.
Yes.
And so hopefully we'll get to show some of those things here in the video in a little bit. I just want to thank you. I love spending time with you, your family, and much of what people think that Karen, your mom, is as a true internet Karen. She's really not. I love Karen to death.
Yeah, I wish she was here. She, as we were discussing earlier, she likes to go in the shadows, despite the fact, she truly is a visionary. And we always have this thing in our house where she'll come to me with an idea and she'll be like, hey, I want to do this. And I always tell her, if it makes me go, ugh, in my gut, is probably a good idea because I'm generally risk averse, but she has like the craziest ideas. And really being in Capon Bridge for as long as she has, and the people here and just being on her land and on her porch, it's just so creative. It's a creative space. And we love it here. And like I said, eventually we're
well, and I know she loves it, and I know that eventually when you and Andy get here, you're going to love being here full time too. And I think everybody loves being in Hampshire County too. So I love having you here, and I love spending time with you guys. And
Yeah.
you guys are a great company.
I
We love
yeah.
having you here. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Thank
your time
you.
today.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yep.
It's so great. Thank you.
Thank you.